We see it all around us more and more every day. People with power punching down. But the Avengers weren't like that. I believed it in my core. I keep thinking, this has to have happened for a reason. Maybe this is what I've been waiting for. Maybe I'm finally part of something bigger.
I can see the bridge, Abu, look!
It's about time. Oh. These seats don't recline.
It's so beautiful.
Huh. Why call it the Golden Gate Bridge if it's not golden?
There are so many other kids. I bet their stories are all amazing.
Competition is what makes us strong.
What if they don't like my story? What if it doesn't fit in? It's gotta be perfect, you know?
When you were born, your brother said you had googly eyes.
What?
But I thought your eyes were the most beautiful things I had ever seen. We are all unique, Kamala. You should be proud of who you are.
I love you, Abu.
I love you more. And I'm pretty sure you're gonna win this thing.
Oh, could you imagine? And the winner for best fan fiction ever is Avengers versus the Evil Sewer Lizards by Kamala Khan. And the crowd goes wild.
That's the spirit. Promise me something. Win or lose.
Oh, I'll always be good, Abu.
Oh, Beta. Good isn't a thing you are.
It's a thing you do.
That's my girl.
In one of the tallest buildings in New York, the Avengers lounged in their tower, waiting for a world needing saving. All was peaceful for once on a rare, calm day for the world's greatest superheroes. That is, until Iron Man barged in the living room, swinging a plunger like a sword. "We have a problem," he announced, breaking the peaceful silence and making everyone wince. Dr. Bruce Banner peeked over the glasses resting on his nose. He wrinkled his brow, narrowing his eyes at the interruption to his readings. You'll have to be more specific." "In my toilet," Iron Man answered eagerly. Captain America was wearing a red, white, and blue apron, cooking in the kitchen. Captain Marvel came around the corner, still in costume, wiping sweat from her face. "Oh, good, I'm starving," she said tiredly. "Training S.H.I.E.L.D. agents to fight aliens is not easy." "It's gonna be a while," Captain America said, still measuring ingredients. "Shall I order pizza then?" Thor asked. "No," both captains said. Thor looked grumpy. He was the only one who liked pineapple on his pizza. Black Widow, who had her own chair that no one was allowed to sit in ever, rolled her eyes at Iron Man. "There's nothing in your toilet, Stark." Iron Man raised a finger grandly, shaking it at Black Widow. Have you looked?" "I'm not looking in your toilet," Black Widow replied seriously. "Then you can't say there's nothing in it, can you?" Iron Man snapped. Unable to stand there arguing any longer, Thor got up from the dining room table where he'd been eating a huge feast fit for a king, or a god. He slammed his hands on the table. "I will go look if it will stop this arguing." "We'll stay here," Captain America said, pointing to himself and Dr. Banner, who nodded in agreement. "I'll pass." Captain Marvel plopped down on the couch next to Dr. Banner. Iron Man and Black Widow followed Thor to Iron Man's private bathroom, trying to look over the God of Thunder's huge shoulders. When Thor got to the door, he carefully reached for the doorknob, turning it slowly in his muscled fist. Iron Man lowered his visor and closed his eyes. Black Widow put her hand on her gun holster, just in case. Thor opened the door to an empty bathroom. Black Widow relaxed immediately, turning to Iron Man. "Are you kidding me?" she asked accusingly. Iron Man held a finger up to where his mouth would be behind his mask. Shh. Thor entered the bathroom slowly. It took a minute for Black Widow to hear what they heard. Bubbles from the toilet. "What's that?" she asked. "Shh," Iron Man said again. Thor slowly peered into the toilet, only to be attacked by a massive scaly lizard jumping out of the toilet, snapping at his face! To be continued. "What is this madness?" Thor roared, fighting with the lizard, throwing it on the floor. It was as big as a bear and looked at them with beady red eyes. If you could see his face, Iron Man would be smiling. He looked at his friends and he said, "Told you." Before they could deal with the first lizard, there were more bubbles. "It has friends," Thor said. Black Widow pulled out her gun, keeping her eye on the lizard that was hissing at them already. Iron Man charged a repulsor blast. "Waiting here is meaningless," Thor told them. "We must go to them, destroy them while they sleep." "Might want to deal with number one first." Iron Man nodded at the lizard, creeping closer to them. "Tony," Black Widow rolled her eyes. "Hey, that wasn't a joke! Look at that thing!" He pointed at the lizard, who hissed again. As Iron Man said this, the lizard jumped at him. Black Widow shot it, but the bullet bounced off its scales. "Run!" she said. The three heroes ran out of the bathroom. By the time they reached the living room, Captain America had his shield and was standing right next to the Incredible Hulk, who growled. They both stood behind Captain Marvel, though, because they knew better. "Hulk, you're up!" Widow called as the lizard arrived. The Hulk roared loudly, punching the lizard into the ground. A loud hiss and splash of water came from the bathroom. Captain America looked at Thor and Captain Marvel, nodded understandingly, then ran toward the bathroom. Thor followed him with Mjolnir, and Captain Marvel was already hovering off the floor, her whole body glowing. When they made it to the bathroom, another lizard was there, and the toilet was broken in pieces. As the lizard attacked Thor, Captain America threw a shield at it, slicing it in half. Thor wiped lizard guts off his face, looking at the captain incredulously. "Sorry," Captain America said sheepishly. "We need to find where these beasts are coming from, now!" Thor tried to look serious, even though he was still covered in lizard goop. Captain Marvel nodded, trying not to laugh. She followed Thor back to the living room where Black Widow was distracting the Hulk from playing with the lizard's dead body. "We're heading to the sewers," Captain America ordered. "After you," Black Widow said, charging her Widow's Bite gauntlets. Downstairs and outside, innocent citizens of New York were running away from dozens of red-eyed lizards coming out of the sewers and storm drains. Iron Man turned to the others. "Marvel and I've got the boys up top. You find out where they're coming from." "Am I taking orders from you now?" Captain Marvel asked. "You just don't want to get your armor dirty," Black Widow accused. "You know it." Iron Man fired up his rocket boosters and flew above them, firing at the huge lizards in the street. Captain Marvel rolled her eyes. "I'll keep him out of trouble." Black Widow turned to the Hulk. "Make us an entrance, big guy." The Hulk turned to one of the sewer holes, raised his huge green fists above his head, then slammed them down. The small opening has now crumbled into a huge hole, the rocks falling into the sewers below. The Hulk leaped into the darkness without waiting for the rest of the Avengers. Captain America turned to Thor and Black Widow. "Guess he's taking the lead on this one." Down in the sewers, the three Avengers followed Hulk's footsteps into the gunk, looking around them and trying not to barf. "The smell of this place! It's vile!" Thor said, holding his hand to his nose. "Hopefully this will be a quick trip," Captain America said, holding his hand over his nose too. At a fork in the path, they found the Hulk facing half a dozen sewer lizards, all guarding a bunch of giant purple eggs with the black specks on them. Some of them had already hatched and were empty. "Guess we know where they're coming from," Captain America commented. "We got a plan?" Black Widow asked. Captain America shrugged. "Do what we do best." Thor lifted Mjolnir, Black Widow made her gauntlets electrified, and Captain America raised his shield. Avengers, assemble! Captain America yelled. Black Widow, Captain America, Thor, and the Hulk ran for the lizards. Thor beat them with Mjolnir. Captain America sliced them in half with his shield. The Hulk smashed them into bits. As a lizard came for Black Widow, she slammed an electric fist into his cheek. It got electrocuted. As they fought, more and more purple eggs hatched. The army of lizards was unending. Target the eggs, Captain America ordered, realizing it was their weakness. Gladly, Thor agreed, throwing Mjolnir through 3 eggs at once, hitting even more when he called the hammer back to his hand. Destroying the eggs only made the lizards angry, and they started to fight harder. But they were no match for the Hulk, who cracked the eggs left and right. Any lizard that got in his way got cracked too. That'll do, Hulk, Captain America said when the job was done. He walked toward the Hulk, who was still making scrambled eggs. Captain! Thor shouted in warning. Behind him, an even larger lizard had his mouth open, sharp teeth glinting even in the darkness of the sewer, ready to bite, only to be slammed between 2 storm drain covers Black Widow was holding like cymbals in a marching band. Captain America looked at Black Widow admiringly. Thanks. Black Widow dropped the storm drain covers, grossed out by the lizard goop on them. My rhythm needs work. Sounded on beat to me, Captain America grinned. I heard no music, Thor said confusedly. The Hulk just growled. All right, big guy, let's see if Tony finished his chores, Captain America ordered, and they headed back the way they came. Back on the street, Iron Man was sitting on top of a pile of lizard bodies. Where have you guys been? Iron Man asked, showing off all his hard work. Scrambling eggs, Hulk growled. Gross, Iron Man replied. Still showing off, Captain Marvel asked. When they turned to look at her, they saw a pile of lizards 5 times as high as Iron Man's. That's not fair, Iron Man complained annoyingly. I know, Captain Marvel replied. A few days later, the Avengers are back in their tower when Iron Man comes running up to them in the living room. We have a... Black Widow pulls a storm drain cover from behind the TV. Captain America, Captain Marvel, Dr. Bruce Banner, and Thor laugh. Iron Man blushes, dropping his visor so they can't see, and says, "You guys suck." The end.
Oh no, this one's all out. The shield cap used in World War II to smash Hitler in the face. This is so cool.
You're in the way.
I'm sorry.
This contest should only be for the real fans.
Hey, what makes you think I'm not a real fan? I deserve to be here too.
You really think that the Avengers read your little story? Get out of here.
When the mob and the press and the whole world tell you to move, you plant yourself like a tree beside the river of truth. And you say no. You move.
What?
Who said that? A real fan would.
Yeah, whatever. Let's get out of here.
Great. And they're out of comics.
You know, for what it's worth, I thought that was pretty brave.
Thanks.
I'm guessing you're a Captain Marvel fan. She's off planet, but she would have liked to meet you.
Sorry, you're Captain America. I'm Kamala. Kamala Khan.
Khan. Your story had the evil sewer...
The sewer lizards, yeah.
Yeah. Thor really got a kick out of that one. Said they actually had a sewer lizard problem on Asgard once.
You read my story.
Everyone submitted.
That is so cool. Hey, Cap, we should head to the stage. Tarleton is losing his nerve.
Have you seen Thor? He should be here by now.
I saw him. I saw him, yeah. He was over at the Stark booth, but he's probably not there anymore because I saw him leave.
Who's the kid?
Nat, allow me to introduce one of our esteemed contestants. This is Kamala Khan, expert on all things evil sewer lizard.
Oh, all right. Hey, that thing you had me do with the storm drain cover? Pretty badass.
I mean, it's nothing compared to what happened between you and Madame Hydra. That was wild.
We should head to the stage.
Right. It's nice meeting you, Kamala.
See you around, kid.
I'll see you around.